Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to the Specialized Automations. I am Aditya, and today in this video we'll be discussing about the Oracle function. Okay, so let's get started without much ado. So first of all, what is function in Oracle database? So function in Oracle database is similar like that I've discussed in my earlier tutorial about the stored procedure in Oracle. So it's like a block of PL SQL statement that is used to perform some particular calculation or for some particular task. Okay, so function in PL/SQL is just like a stored procedure, but it must return a value. This is the main difference between a stored procedure and a function. Okay, so returning a value is the optional in stored procedure, but this is a must value for a function. And there is another difference that function can be called from procedure, but the vice versa is not applicable. It simply means procedure cannot be called from functions, and we can also use function in select statement, unlike procedure cannot be used. Okay, so the difference mainly that when we should use functions and when we should use procedure to perform certain tasks, certain specific tasks, we need to use procedure. Okay, and function is mostly used for some performing some calculation, some activity on some particular column. Okay, so in my next we'll get to see the details of the functions, the uses, and I'll be creating one function. We'll see you the details. Okay, so next thing is that types of functions that is available in Oracle database. There's mainly two type of functions that is available in Oracle database. One is inbuilt functions, another one is user defined functions. So in the inbuilt function, as the name suggests, this function has already been provided by the Oracle. Okay, so if we dig into it, we will have two types of functions over there, like single row functions. Another one is group functions. Okay, single row function, that is basically you can use to perform to fetch up some single row. Okay, we will be fetching data, will be performing calculations, doing some specific task on single row. And for group function, as the name suggests, we will be using these functions for fetching data or doing some particular certain tasks for a group of rows or multiple rows. Okay, so alongside of this these two types of functions, there are various functions that is available as inbuilt functions. They are like numeric functions like absolute value, exponential value, that is available in the Oracle. We can also say character function or text functions like for string value, lower, upper, and trim. That is the example of these functions available in as an inbuilt. Next one is the date functions, that is helpful to for manipulating or calculating date, system date, and adding your date to your column. Then conversion functions, like we can convert our particular data to some this data type to another data type, to character, to date, to string. Okay, and there is also function available like analytical functions, and along with this we said there are several other functions available. Okay, so you don't need this. In this particular video I'll be solely focusing into the user defined functions. So the user defined function is, we'll be creating our own functions, we'll be handling our own exceptions through the functions. Okay, so let's start it with this user defined functions. Let's see the syntax. So syntax is quite same like the store procedure, where we have to define, create or replace functions, function name. So the replace keyword, this is an optional parameter. Okay, if you want to modify or alter your functions, then you need to mention the replace keyword. And then it comes the parameter and parameter type in. So make sure guys, when you are performing or by creating some Oracle functions, unlike the store procedure, here we can only have parameter type in parameter. No out parameter or in out parameter supported in functions. Okay, so only in parameter can be supported in function or can be given. So next thing, we need to must there need to be must one return data type, and make sure one function can handle only one return data. Okay, so one data we can return by one data type, we can return from one functions. No multiple data we can return from a single functions. Okay, then is or as, that I've told is as optional, you can use is also. Okay, after this you need to declare whatever the variables you want to declare in this declaration sections. Following the function body started with the begin, inside the begin and the end function name, you have to provide the function body. Inside the function body, you will be providing the functions executable sections that will be mentioned in the PLSQL block. And in case of any exceptions, you want to handle, then you will also mention the exceptions block inside the begin and end block. Okay, so I'm handling this. Okay, so this is the overall syntax of creating a function Oracle database. So create or replace function, parameter will be passing, return type, what are the data type I want to return, is or as declaration sections begin. I'm beginning the function body, then I'm handling the exception, ending the functions. Okay, so let's see an example in our case that I've created. Okay, so I have created one functions that is area object functions. That function is helpful to calculate area. Condition is that you have to provide the length, width, or radius or object. Okay, so for which subject, for which object type may be it may be a rectangle, it may be a circle, or it may be a polygon, it may be a triangle or square. So you need to provide for which object you want to calculate this the area. You need to provide it. Along with for triangle, you need to provide three. I mean, you need to provide the length of these three sides, and for rectangle you need to provide length and width, and for circle we only need the radius, right? So see, I mean, first we have declared the create or replace functions area object. I'm passing only in parameter length in number, width in number, radius in number, and object in varchar 2. Okay, so return number is area number, so it's returning area, area which is a number. Okay, so 9.5, this is taking for calculation purpose. 5 is the precision amount, so total length will be 9, and 5 will be the accuracy of this precision after decimal. Okay, so pi, and for calculation of the area of circle we need pi. So pi is a constant number that I've taken, number formatted 8 comma 5. So it simply means it will calculate the up to 5 decimal point. Okay, so 3.14159, so it will calculate this way. I've taken this way. Now the after declarations of the of my pi constant number, I'm starting my body. The body started to the begin. So if object type equal to circle, then what I'm doing, ddms output line, I'm simply printing one simple printing this line. Area of the circle is pi into radius into 2. So radius into 2 means radius square basically. So you can also write pi into radius into radius. Okay, you can also do this way. And square unit, this is simply I'm printing, I'm returning pi into radius square, pi r square basically I'm returning. Else if object rectangle, then I'm printing area of the rectangle is length into width, square unit. Okay, returning the length and width. And if still we haven't provided any valid object, so it will print that provide valid object data type. Along with it will print the exceptions. Okay, returning the area after the if loop has been ended. Okay, and then exception when others, when invalid value I'm providing, it will raise one's application error with the printing the SQL code and the SQL error message. And then in case of exception, I'm returning null, and I'm ending the function with this keyword end. Okay, so this is my pretty simple function for calculating area object. Okay, so let's compile the functions and we'll see. Okay, so function area object has successfully been compiled. Let me show you the uses of this function, how we can execute our function. Okay, so skip this part as of now. The next part, how we can execute our function. So you can execute your functions through PLSQL anonymous block, or you can execute it, fetch it directly into the select statement. Okay, so let me show you what step by step. Suppose taking it as a PLSQL anonymous block. So first you have to declare the variable that will contain the function data. So this function will returning the number. This is a returning the area, which is the number. As PLSQL function body started to begin, and this area, you have to provide area object object is 25 20 0 rectangle. This is the area. I'm ending these functions. Okay, so this is let me just execute it. Okay, we can see the result area of the rectangle is 500 square unit. Okay, so this is how you can execute a function through the PL/SQL anonymous block. And if you do not want to use any variable, if you and it's simply you just want to print the function's data, what is the function returning. You don't want to store, you don't want to take any variable, and you don't want to print that variable. Okay, so you can also do that, like simply declare here. I'm not going to define any variable. Okay, directly I'm going to perform these functions. I'll declare begin abms output output line. Suppose this is the functions. Okay, copy this one and okay. So if I just execute that, let me clear the console. If I execute that, it will print the same. Oh, sorry. One bracket was okay. Executing it, we are getting the result. The area of the rectangle is 500 square unit, and it is also returning the printing the area 500. So 500 is getting returned. Why? Because in that case we are returning the area out of the end if loop. Okay. So this is how we can execute our functions. And if you want to drop your functions, so the simply procedure is drop function area object sorry drop area object. Clear the console. Invalid drop options drop functions. Okay, the function area also was successfully dropped. Okay, so this is how you can create your own functions, and you can execute your functions, and you can drop your functions. For this case, let me just compile these functions again. Okay, compile. Another uses of the functions, you can use the function in the select statement, unlike procedure that we can't use procedure in the select statement. So select anytime area object 0 comma 0 comma radius, suppose take is 10, and this is circle. Suppose circle select as area from dual. If we execute that, we will get that the air circle area is 314 and 159. Okay, so this is how we can directly use our function in the select statement. Dual, as we know, this is a single column single row table in the Oracle that is created automatically by Oracle. Okay, so this is how we can also use the function in select statement. Let me show you another important example. I will be creating one functions. Let me just show you. Suppose let me create this table. Okay, I'm creating one table like it's a demo table, and this demo table containing worker id, worker name, worker id, worker salary. Okay, and using functions I can suppose I want to use the bonus calculation functions, which will take the input of the worker salary, and for each and every worker it will print the corresponding bonus. Okay, so let's see. First table demo created. Let me just quickly put this value. So row has been successfully inserted. Let me clear the console. Select star from demo. Okay, so now we can see this table is containing 3 worker ID along with the name Rohit, Ajay and Suresh, along with the salary 35, 55 and 20,000 is given. Okay,
So now my function will be that based on the salary range, the bonus will be provided to each worker. Okay. So I already created one separate functions for that. Um, Bonus calculation function. Okay. Let's see. This is just like before. This one is pretty simple. What I'm doing, create or replace functions, bonus calculations. Here salary is the only input number that we have to provide. A written number is the bonus. Okay, the number format given is the 10 comma 2. It is take us for 2 decimal precision point. Okay, then begin. If salary range is greater than 50,000, then I'm printing applicable bonus amount is 4%. Okay, and the bonus amount, it will get printed salary into 4%. I'm returning the bonus. Similarly, if the salary range is between 40,000 and 50,000, then I'm printing the applicable bonus amount is 5%. I'm printing this bonus amount along with the returning the same. And if it is less than 40 and in between the range of 20 and 40, printing the applicable bonus amount at 8%, and salary along with I'm printing whatever the returning bonus amount returning. And if the salary providing out of this range, then it's showing it will print that employee not eligible for bonus. And throughout this body, I mean, if you are providing some invalid value, wrong value, and if any exception will get, so I'm catching those exceptions, printing that in error was encountered following SQL code or SQL error message I'm printing. Okay, so this is pretty much simple functions that return which will calculate the bonus of the employee. Well, let me just quickly run it, and before run it, let me clear my console. Console has been cleared. Okay, so functions bonus calculation has successfully compiled. Let me show you the ages of the bonus calculations. Okay, so we can just in the earlier example we have just seen that we can execute our functions through the PL/SQL anonymous block. So if we just do it this way, like declare bonus as a number, I'm beginning this. Let me quickly run it. Okay, so I'm providing bonus salary amount as 50,000 here. So that's why I'm getting this applicable bonus amount is 4%. Okay, so bonus amount is 2,000 has been given. Now I told you guys that this is my table. As this table containing 3 worker ID. Now I want to get to know that which worker gets how many bonus. Okay, for Rohit, how much bonus Rohit will get, how much Ajay and how much Suresh will get. Okay, so simply I mean for that it is simply done. Just you need to take one cursor here, just that will contain the your column variable data. Okay, so suppose and in the next example what I'm gonna do, taking one simple cursor. This cursor is taking salary worker name from this demo, and for the cursor I already shared a separate tutorial. The link is provided at the top of the video. Okay, you can just check it this. Okay, and C1 is a demo row type. For C1 in salary I'm printing C1 worker name, and how which worker will get how many bonus amount. Inside that cursor, inside that begin, I'm using this created functions. Okay, and bonus calculations. Inside the bonus calculation, I'm passing the salary C1 dot salary. C1 it will get my row, each and individual row from my table, demo table, and C1 dot salary it will fetch the salary amount from this demo table salary column. Okay, so let me just quickly run this. Okay, so result is successfully displayed. Now we can see that the PL/SQL procedure successfully completed. Inside that I have this is the my this is my created function that I have used, and in the result we can see applicable bonus amount is 8%, bonus amount 2,800. Rohit will get 2,800, along with its printing Ajay will get 2,200, and Suresh will get 1,600. Okay, so these all the things is getting printed. You can also do like save this all this record and put it into another table. So so in that case this is how bonus calculation function is working, and basically we'll be using functions for this kind of calculation only. Okay, So calculation related tasks or some specific tasks we will be using functions, and throughout this tutorial we have seen that how we can create our functions, how we can use our functions in anonymous PL/SQL block, how we can use our functions in select statement, then how we can get the data, fetch the data from our table and store it into a variable, and this we can pass this variable as a function input, okay, in the using this cursor the example, okay. And now we also are about that how we can draw functions, like draw functions function name, okay, you have to provide. So this is all about Oracle functions, and if you have any more to know, I mean, then let me know in the below comment sections, okay. And if you like this video, please do support and subscribe this video. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, okay.